And there we are. So, welcome to the Changeling the Lost one-off. Skink and Spits, aka John here, and got my fellow players Tim from Samwise 7 RPG and BashBizznet, Sebastien here with us. Well, you guys want to, I guess, just go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Go ahead, Bash.
So I'm Bash. I'm going to be playing the character Neil Shaw tonight. He's I believe we just escaped from Arcadia. He's a fairly slim person.
No, don't get too ahead of yourself yet.
Okay. But he's pretty witty, booky kind of guy. I wouldn't say witty actually. He's more just matter of fact. Everything must have an explanation kind of guy. He used to work as an engineer, but now things have changed.
Okay. I'm Tim, Samwise 7 RPG, as some know me. Some just know me as Samwise or Samwise 7. I'm going to be playing Eldon Swick, or Eldon Swick, and he is a Darkling Tunnel Grub / Waterborne. I took the dual Kith merit. And he's sort of this goblin-looking, long-nosed, hunched-over short thing with this watery, oily skin and eyes that always look on the verge of tears. He went off into this mine that was near this spring as he was wandering around in the woods behind his parents' house. And things changed for him once he went in that mine. And I guess we'll talk about that now. Back to you, John.
Indeed. Well, do you guys want to narrate, do each of your backstories? We can do some give and take for how you wound up in Arcadia, or do you just want to hop in Arcadia and we can do flashbacks of that as we go?
Well, while we generated the characters, we had the idea. It was I believe it was one of you that kind of tossed this idea where Neil Shaw was a worker in a power plant, and as it was melting down and he was in the radiation chamber,
the critical stages.
Yeah, he made some sort of deal, and that is how he wound up in Arcadia. So yeah, he's I guess it's easy enough to tell. He's a wizened smith. He's just been working on these. So
you're a slender fellow. Are you also short? Are you petite, or are you sort of tall and gangly?
He's more just kind of tall and gangly. He's going through like in between the machines and in gears, taking things out. Even just doing like very menial tasks, like just like fixing, like plugging things in, screwing in bolts, to even like setting up like these crazy.
But you do the menial tasks in half the time.
Yeah, exactly. And but he does that from like setting up these, like helping set up these weird contraptions that he doesn't even understand what it is. It's not explained in real world science.
Sure. All right. So we'll we'll kind of fill in the stint of your respective durance and and how you wound up in Arcadia, perhaps in some flashbacks as we go.
Sounds fun.
But we'll start in your corner of Arcadia, or as far as you guys know, all of Arcadia. It is a massive industrial, computerized, entirely mechanical environment that seems to have a conscious of its own. Whether the conscious is independent of the environment, or the environment is the consciousness, where that line is, you guys don't really know. But what you have known is that things have been pretty quiet in your pocket of the universe for about 2 months now. You've Neither of you has heard from your master who has no face and no mouth and no voice, your master that speaks to you in your mind. You've the machines have grown cold, and still cobwebs have begun to grow even on these. Dust has begun to collect. You've Eldon Swick, who is used as the lubricant, as the grease, the oil for a sort of Iron Man-esque suit slash body of this keeper. Eldon Swick has been locked up in a canister a little bigger than the size of a 20-ounce Coca-Cola bottle, probably like a 22-ounce canister. Eldon Swick has forcibly been in there for the past 2.5 months or so. Of course, this is Arcadia. This is the land where the sun never rises or sets. The time of day is what it is wherever you're at, so time means little. However, it becoming increasingly uncomfortable as your master is away from you. You can feel the essence of this strange alien, malevolent being. You feel this weird seeping out through your veins, and as it does, it feels a bit good. You begin to remember things. You begin to remember first your name, something that you had forgot for so long. You remember your name, and you begin to piece together other fragments. You can't put together much more. However, this is of little consolation, because as you begin to return to yourself mentally, you do physically as well, and the canister, although it's not letting up, doesn't seem as though it's going to be able to confine you for very much longer.
Hey, is there anybody there? Help! I'm leaking everywhere.
All right, so Shaw is Shaw is up in between some of this machinery, and you're actually perhaps leagues away from him, but sound does travel quite fast in here. But you hear this voice.
Help! It hurts.
I think you're on mute there.
Yeah, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah, it's my Switch. So Shaw's really weirded out by all the silence because he's used to just a constant stream of commands coming in. Do this, do that. But it's all the machines have just been still, quiet, and it's been silent until this voice has come through. And he hears,
Hey! Help me! Please!
Indeed, although he's speaking English, your native tongue, the only language that you do speak, it takes you a couple minutes to run it through your head what he's actually saying. For the past few years, all you've been hearing is 1100 1100 1100 1111, and that has become your unfortunately your language.
Am I made out of blood? What is this? What am I?
so he's like Shaw stops looking.
Help!
He stops looking for something to do and hears this thing and starts climbing up into the machinery, kind of going up and above, just to kind of like get an eye out for what this kind of screech is. This,
Oh shit!
you're like-
alien screech.
There's a drain! Help! I'm going in the drain!
So he's like going up into the pipes, and he's trying to zero in on what this sound is, what it's.
So this small man scrambling up this industrial machinery looks akin to the way a squirrel would climb up a tree, sort of.
yeah, you see. So it's like he's like gripping it with his hands, and like his feet or his legs are like out in this like this really weird, like you'd see like a yoga person in this kind of position. He's like.
My bodily fluid is sort of spinning and sort of looping around in this pattern that looks like a swirling eye. And in the center of it is this drain, and I'm getting ever so close to going down into some fathomless abyss.
So Shaw sees this this kind of grease, as he knows it, going down into the drain, and he's like, he sits there just kind of like tilting his head, like studying it, and then goes down through the pipes and the girders and all that. Goes like what he thinks is the ground, and like starts studying it a bit closer.
Help! I'm gonna go down. I don't know what's down there. Help! Help me, please! I don't want to go down the drain.
You don't know it. You don't know if you're losing your sanity, or perhaps you've already lost most of it, but it seems to be as though there's a face of sorts in this puddle of goo.
So he's like he's trying to like study, and he opens his mouth, and you just hear like a kind of like mechanical screech kind of thing, like and he starts trying to like help as he's trying to like brush it away from the drain pipe. He's like trying to like scoop it back the other way.
Someone's there. I feel you in me. Speak. I can hear. Help! 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 Pull him back in the canister.
As he starts trying to like fill his hand, like he has the canister in one hand, and he's trying to like scoop this liquefied being.
That's my leg! Ow!
And then he puts it down and just kind of, and he's still kind of like almost in like a spider-like position with his like long gangly arms, just kind of.
I'm picturing like half my face getting scooped up in your hand and then getting flopped into the canister, and then the other side of the face just flopping in there, and I'm floating like at the top of a little. I'm spinning around. Much better. Much better. I'm not gonna die in the pipes below. Thank you.
As he says this, his voice, the sound of his voice grows stronger and a bit clearer, and as it does, this goo begins pulsating more and more violently and begin taking a bit of a solid form.
So
Who are you?
I'm looking at it. He said he asked me who I am, and
Who are
he
you?
says,
Who are you?
Neil Shaw.
Neil, thank you.
What is your protocol?
I think I'm blood or liquid or.
pissed or something. I don't know. It's been dark. I've been in the dark. I can see. Holy shit, you're ugly.
As Neil Shaw's just standing there after he calls me ugly and just, I'm not ugly. We haven't gotten any orders from from our administrator.
It's been quiet. So quiet.
As this goop calls you ugly, his pair of eyes, which has now begun to form, bloop, split in half, bloop, and he now has four watery eyes staring back at you.
Neil Shaw says that, or sees that, and he says, "You're pretty goddamn ugly." As he's like kind of studying his what he thinks is his face. It's like,
where's the voice at? It's quiet. Did he forget about us?
I think the administrator has logged off. I haven't gotten any duties to do.
If the machines are off, I can't really flow through the darkness. Can we get out of here? Is he not watching? Is he dead?
As he's like studying the vast landscape of just pipes and machines and like just all the lights seem to be off. Not all, like a lot of the lights on the machines seem to be off. He's just trying to figure out where is he gone? I guess he did leave us.
Did you kill him?
I did not kill him.
Can you kill me? Kill me, I don't want to get back in the machines. Maybe you should have let me go down that drain. Maybe there's sweet nothingness there. It hurts.
I can't.
It hurts in the gears.
I can't turn the machines back on.
It seems as though this strange watery creature is as he looks toward, as he becomes more akin to the brightness of the room, it seems as though he's growing increasingly uneasy. For he's been in complete darkness now for longer than he can recollect, for all of his existence that he can remember, really, at this point.
There's a strange light in your eyes. Does a madness brew inside your skull like mine? Do I even have a skull anymore?
As he's like, Shaw seems to be like studying the vial and kind of shaking it a little bit and being like, no skull. Not much of an anatomy to you.
Well, you can carry me then, right? Take me from here. Go, leave, please, flee. I don't think he's watching.
Once he says leave, he gives him a weird look. Like, leave? Leave to go to where?
You said there's no directions. Maybe... I'm so confused. Where are we from?
I don't know. He's just kind of like holding the bottle filled with this kind of grease with the face, and he's just...
Okay, so you you gonna hang out here? You begin to make your way through this maze, this labyrinth of technology and machinery.
Well, Neil Shaw starts walking.
All of it completely cutting edge and all of it completely obsolete.
Neil Shaw's like walking through with this bottle in his hand. He's just kind of like looking off from the face, and he's just saying to himself, or he's just saying out loud, like, if we don't have any orders, then maybe we're not needed anymore.
There's not much use for oil in a machine that's died.
Yeah, you have a point. But
Also, I'm not orange juice. Don't shake me around so much.
He's like, okay, I'm sorry about that.
Much better. Ow.
A strange foam has begun to develop in the corner of the canister.
So
Pus.
he's like, Neil Shaw's walking through. He's like, have you ever seen a way out of here?
I haven't seen anything. It's just been darkness and slamming into angles and moved and pushed and pressured and... Boy, I can't say that seeing is any better. This is pretty fucked up. What the hell?
Alright, well, hold on a second. We might have to go for a little ride. Hold on tight, or whatever you do. And then he starts like, he tries to like kind of climb up the girders with like, using only one arm, because he's holding the bottle with the other. So it's a lot more awkward than he's used to. But he's still, he's still trying to like keep his balance with just one arm.
If you drop me from here, it's gonna look like modern art on the floor.
Indeed, although Shaw isn't necessarily the most athletic or acrobatic of folks, he's still a wizened, and all wizened are known for being particularly nimble. And although you have begun to feel the taint, the fingerprint of your master beginning to wear off of you as well, you for one thing, not that your character probably wouldn't be conscious of it, but you don't look as old as you did a month ago, or as old as you did a month before that. And you don't quite feel as old either. And you don't, strangely enough, although you felt quite old, you always felt quite nimble. And although you have begun to lose some of that nimbleness, some of that dexterity, you still have enough to come through here like a spider monkey. You know,
Yeah.
you make use of your legs now that you only have one arm as well.
Yeah, like Shaw's still like trying to be as cautious as possible, because now it's like, oh shit, I have somebody's life in my hands, literally. So he's trying to but he feels that like he's like it doesn't feel like routine anymore, and he's trying to go up, and he's going through, and he looks at the bottle and says, "Are you sure none of this looks familiar?" As he's kind of like holding it up.
No, I can't say. I haven't seen anything. It's been all just in the dark. Wait, you look a little... Are you my brother? Jeremiah, is that you? Did they get you too?
All right, so flashback to Eldon's childhood. You can go ahead and set the scene.
All right, the flashback is it's a hallway in elementary school. I'm the older brother, and my younger brother is being pushed headfirst into a locker, and someone just kicked out his ankles out from under him, and his face just like sort of hit sideways onto like a small hook that was inside the locker for a jacket, and he sort of tumbled out crying and holding his face. And
A bunch of kids laugh at him.
You leave him alone. he can't help it. And I sort of pick out a book. It's like a trapper keeper. And I just hurl it at one of the kids, and I sort of run forward, aimless, and just sort of just pile into them. You just try to get them away from my brother. Leave him alone. Hey, come on, let's go see the nurse. I reached down and started holding up my brother.
All right. When you left school that day, you held your brother's hand on the walk home, and no one made fun. Although some people did look at you guys, no one did it with any disdain or derision, and no one laughed at your brother again. Well, I mean, in that setting,
okay.
At least.
You can't let him do that. You have to stand up for yourself. If you let them walk all over you, they'll do that for the rest of your life. I reach over and sort of muss his hair up.
Sorry, I was someone at the door there.
Okay.
So yes, cut back to Arcadia. Are you my brother?
And he's just looking at the bottle. And he's like, "No, I've never had a brother before. Sorry."
It's okay. It's okay.
I hope you can find a way out of here. I'm so used to just traveling down the same pipes over and over and over again. Some variation is nice.
Yeah. How are you holding up, by the way?
It tingles and burns at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm. As he Neil looks down and sees like his joints are starting to like rust a little bit. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Let's just hope we can find a way out, because I don't think I don't think he has a use for us anymore here.
What? Why don't you put some of me on your joints? I think that might help. I sort of remember something from a movie. Is that a word?
So as you crack open this canister and rub a bit of him on your elbows and some of your aching joints, you continue to make your way through here, and the two of you have been going on for quite some while now. So Shaw, you can go ahead and roll your you can make an investigation roll.
Okay.
And Eldon, you can actually roll wits and composure. Do investigation and intelligence is fine.
Okay.
Is this a 10 again thing, I believe, right? Or do you have to have a specialty for 10 again? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think New World of Darkness might be 10. I'm not sure, but I got one success.
I got 3.
Okay. Unfortunately, Shaw, you've been so engrossed in your work, or really by, I suppose, no fault of your own, that this is your first time actually, paying attention to your surroundings. Of course, this place is so vast. Perhaps there's some of it you haven't seen before, but most of it you have. However, all of it really looks new to you, and you can't. I mean, for all you know, you could even be walking in circles. However, luckily enough for you, Eldon has traveled these pipelines many a time, and he although he's never been outside of this complex, he does know of the general direction that the pipes go for the outline.
Wait a minute. That one there, the left, right, down, left, right, left, down, up. That's the one. I was in that one months ago.
So he hears that.
Familiar.
He hears these directions come from the bottle, and then looks at the bottle like, "Are you serious?"
Or wait, is that the up, down, left, straight, forward, down, left, circle, pit? No, it's the first one. I was right the first time.
Let me just get a closer look at least. So
You're having a flashback to playing Mortal Kombat with your younger brother. That's what the second.
just like yeah. He used Scorpion. To,
Get over here.
the first time he learned that combo, and he managed to kick his brother's ass for the first time, and that like ever since then he had like this like deep-seated confidence kind of in him because he beat his unbeatable brother at Mortal Kombat.
It was a bonding moment.
So I'm like he's going through the pipes. It's really weird to see because like there's girders that are like, so it's like you see me and there's like girders that are like this far apart, and he's just like whoop going right through no problem, and then like going up, climbing, going down routes, and then down, just going through this big maze of just these big, huge pipelines, power cables, like whole sorts of just really big, massive, high-power industrial kind of stuff. And
how do you bend like that? Do you even have any bones?
He's like kind of feeling his arm a bit when once he says that, he's like, I don't know, it feels kind of hard. Could be, I guess it's bone. He's like kind of like looking at his body and then looking at all the girders, and just it's starting to like kind of come back to him like, wait, what? Like I've never done this before. Like maybe as a kid I've done this, but oh, go on.
Indeed, and as this begins to come back to you, perhaps something triggered it for a sort of smell, or perhaps the feeling of a smell reaches your nose. A smell of fresh air, it would seem, coming from the.
So the scent touches his Neil's nose, and then his first reaction is just like this mechanical kind of like kind of cough. It's like, well, what was that?
There's a bit of phlegm floating in the top of the oil canister. It's like right in my eye.
He's like, oh my god, what just happened to me? As he has like a kind of smile on his face, and he looks at the bottle, and then sees this.
It's moving! Get it out of my eye! Get it out of my eye!
As he's trying to like decant it with his hand and take the phlegm out, and he's like trying to separate him. He's like, I'm sorry, my friend. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god.
Phlegm seems to be resisting your efforts.
And he looks at the bottle, like he's kind of like perched on one of the pipes and just has the bottle like right in front of his face, and he's like, what was that?
I don't know, that came out of your mouth.
No, I mean,
Right
why
in
did
my eye.
I don't think I've ever done that before.
Do you have monsters inside of you? What is that?
I don't think so. Probably not. But come on, we have to keep going. Does any of this look familiar to you?
Just follow the main pipes. I seem to. Maybe no, not the main ones. That little one there, right over there, and the oil will like sort of lap
towards one side of the canister and like point, kind of. It sort of splashes and drips onto the floor.
So he sees where he's pointing, and then it's like across like a gap. So he has to like go across and then like through all these pipes and girders and poles, and he's like kind of like just eyeballing the gap as he's perched and has the bottle like up, and like he's on the ledge and he's like, "Do you think I can make it?"
Why don't you tuck me in your pants? You'll have both arms then.
All right. As you see him perched like a cat, kind of thing, and then he's kind of like a cat, as a cat would, trying to like clear a gap, and like the bottle gets pretty shaken up. As oh no, do you want me to roll for that, or do you just want me to?
Roll for it.
Okay.
You just made it sound so awesome that I think it needs to be rolled for.
Okay, so let's go. I guess Dex and Athletics. So.
Yeah. And you can get +2 to it because you're still in Arcadia, still influenced by your keeper.
Okay. All right. Cool. So that's 2 successes.
My face sort of
Alright.
splashes out of the container and like lands on your thigh and starts running down your leg.
Indeed, and you make the jump, but just barely. You're forced to pull yourself up and then quickly scoop it up.
I catch with both arms and feel the grease like run down my my thigh, and then I let go with like I let one hand go as I'm trying to scoop it up. I'm trying to like put it back in the bottle.
Oh, that was close.
As I go up and I'm like, I thought for sure I would have made that. Okay.
It's a good thing you're really hairy.
Yeah, I guess. Alright. Well, I guess we should keep going. As he's just like kind of going along the girder a lot more cautiously than before, because now he's a lot more shaken up.
Is that fresh air I smell? Is that the smell of getting out of here? I don't know.
As he's like kind of smelling the air and still kind of and you hear like metal kind of clanging whenever he coughs. There's not as much phlegm coming up anymore, but he's still spraying a bit.
As you guys continue onwards and upwards, it begins to become all of a sudden, it seems noticeably brighter, and this fills your liquid companion with a bit of fear, but the fear is overcome.
God, that's bright! Oh, shit!
Although he's not exactly enjoying it, this fear is overcome with the need to get the hell out of here, and the excitement of getting the hell out of here.
Make the light go away! Oh, it hurts!
So I hear my companion just screaming and wailing. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay, here. As I try to like tuck him back into my pants to like try and shield him from the light. I'm like, is that a bit better?
Oh, it's dark. Now it's dark. Oh, much better. Oh, soothing darkness. Thank you. Oh.
So Shaw continues making his way on up as it becomes increasingly bright. As it does, you keep him tucked away, exposing him to bits of light every now and then, sort of like curing an alcoholic or a heroin addict. You're breaking his addiction to darkness, one step at a time.
Yeah. Yes, I'm just going through the light, letting the.
There's some steam and smoke coming out of your pants as the top of the surface of the oil is sort of evaporating.
So, I'm kind of like reaching down into my pants, like, are you okay down there?
Don't let the light in. Not so much. It doesn't hurt as bad now, but tuck your shirt in.
Oh, okay. He's trying to like tuck his shirt over the bottle, and then like he gives like a good look back at the landscape before he takes off into the light.
Indeed, the light, it's bright enough outside that, or perhaps you're just so used to the darkness that although the light isn't in front of you, it's so bright that you can't see anything past it until you step out into it, and so you do, and you find yourself, of course, on top of this strange industrial city, Unicity, of sorts, and it seems as though you're in a clearing, a clearing, you're surrounded by what looks for all intent and purpose like a haunted forest. It's a forest, but all the trees, every single one of them looks dead and gnarled. They're all still big, large, and imposing, and don't allow for much visibility through them. But every tree surrounding from 360 degrees, from beneath you, you're about, from the point that you're on is about, I'd say about three stories off the ground, and you're looking down on this. Like I said, it's just kind of a giant circle, a giant clearing in this forest where there's just this giant industrial complex, assumably in the middle of nowhere. And the time of day, it looks like it's just breaking dawn. In fact, it looks like the sun has just risen about a half hour or so ago.
What's going on out there?
So Neil is perched, and he looks down and says, I don't think we're in our domain anymore. He's looking around at all these dead trees. The sun's just starting to come up. Do you want to look at the area?
No.
Are you sure? As he kind of like
little.
opens it a little, like, okay, here.
The oil will sort of creep up your leg and sort of like just balance on the edge of your belt and sort of spill out a little bit over the front.
Oh, it's just those trees. They're all dead. Do you think the voice lived here, or is this its backyard? Like my backyard, maybe.
I don't know. I've never.
Did I have a backyard?
I've never seen this place before. It doesn't look like anyone else would live here. It's just this, as far as the eye can see.
Do you see anything? It's giving me a headache.
Nope, just more trees. Here, let's get a bit of a closer look. As he's trying to like go down the this gap, this vertical gap, and he's like he's trying to stick to the wall, as he normally would, like the girders and all that. So now for him it feels like he's leaving his element, like he's out of his element now. As he makes his way down, sets foot on soil for like to him it feels like the first time.
They look so old. They're dead, but they're old. They're round.
He's like trying to go through. He's like, I can hardly see anything. It's just this. We should look for some kind of trail or something.
Indeed, and as the more you walk around on this soil, although it's not entirely natural, it's still soil, and the fact that you who had been working with machines so long, Shaw, and speaking their language, um, it feels quite unnatural to be standing on soil, on something that can produce life, real life, not artificial life.
So he's like, he feels his feet like just slightly sink into the soil, and he's just kind of like digging his feet a little in, and he's like, "This is, I don't know, we gotta keep going."
What's wrong? This is kind of nice. It reminds me of trees, but they were green. They weren't dead like this, and they were young.
But I don't know any place that has trees.
I remember this old stump. I was sitting on it, and there was this blue jay that was just talking to me for a while. I was smaller. My voice sounded different then. I barely can remember it.
I don't know. Oh, go on.
As this goo tells you this, a very strange, unwholesome thing begins to happen. This goo begins to form first shoulder blades, and then a semblance of a warped, twisted spinal cord.
Neil Shaw like jumps back. As he's just like looking at this spine forming.
Ouch!
Indeed, some people are concerned with aliens removing bones from their bodies or the bodies of their pets. However, they have no idea what it feels like to have bones inserted into your body or to be forced to grow bones back. It's not a pleasant experience.
he sees this guy like go like just screaming and wailing. It's like, are you?
Oh, that hurt.
He's like kind of reaching out with his finger, like, are you okay?
Just let me lay here for a second.
So as Mr. Swick recovers, you sort of take a look around. Of course, you know, don't walk around the perimeter of the entire complex, but you sort of take a look around what you can, and it appears that there is only one path that leads to or out of this secluded spot in this forest. And from your view up top before you came down, it was the only path that you saw.
One of Eldon's arms is actually bent backwards, and the elbow sort of slowly kind of pops in there, but it's like pointing it like at a weird angle.
That way. Oh!
As he like every time he screams, Neil Shaw just kind of like jumps back a little, like, jeez. Okay. Do you need me to still carry you?
Can you drag me? My legs haven't formed yet.
As he's like, all right. As he tries to carry him, but realizes like He's a lot more heavy than before. So he's like struggling a little bit with his like big gangly arms.
You'll see these eyes that are like a dark blue, and they're just, it looks like there's like a centimeter of water just floating on top of them. They're just very watery looking. And this lanky, black, oily hair is like slicked to his side of his face.
And you have a long nose, right?
Yeah, the nose starts to jut out of the face.
With Mr. Shaw, he's tall and gangly, but he has certain metallic features in him, especially in his joints, where you can see at certain, like a lot of his joints, it looks kind of like a mechanical like action figure kind of thing, with like those opposable joints and all that.
Indeed, or when people wear cheap jewelry, or sometimes just jewelry in general, at least fair-skinned people, you get the green, the marking of the metal. You sort of had that. That's sort of what it is, albeit over your entire body, and sort of a more general metallic color to it. And it was over your entire body, but now that the farther you get away from the complex, it sort of begins to flake off, and you only have this, like you said, in your joints.
Yeah, correct.
Some kind of crevices.
There's a bit of a oily trail behind us as bits of me are being torn off by the grass on the ground, and it's almost like being dragged across like razors. It's like cutting into the oil and just dragging bits of me behind.
Oh, go on, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I kind of like start to slow down a bit and ask him, like, we could sit for a little bit if you want.
I got my hips back. I think we need to keep moving.
As Mr. Shaw keeps pulling, it's like, all right, if you insist.
You see these two little femurs that are sort of sticking out of the goo, and flesh is starting to creep down the edge of them.
So Shaw sees that, and he just kind of like gives this look like a. Ugh. He gives like a kind of like disgusted, horrified look to that.
There's this like goopy, oily sound as the flesh and just liquids, like it's like little waves that slowly but surely start to accumulate flesh on his bones, like ripples in a murky swamp.
You just see the muscles form. As you're witnessing this travesty of a whatever it is going on in front of you, you both hear howls from deep within the forest.
What was that?
As I look down, I'm like, Mr. Swick, I think we have to hurry. As he's like kind of pulling faster, like down the trail.
One of the ends of my femurs has twisted around, and it's trying to walk. It's leaving like these little indentations beside, like you're dragging him, and he's trying to walk beside you. And
so at that point, I see his legs starting to form a bit more, and I'm like, if you can walk, now's the time. Ugh. As he like lifts him up, he's a lot heavier now, so it's like, it's quite the struggle to pull Mr. Swick to his feet.
You'll see a foot form, and then it tears off, and as it tears off, it pulls this little pool behind us.
Just keep going. It'll come back.
Come on! As he's like trying to help him, like, come on, we have to get out of here.
I don't think he wanted us to go away. I think he's hunting us.
As he just kind of stops. He's like, do you think we should go back?
He wasn't done with us. No! No, go forward. Hold my arm. Let's
And
go.
As he
and so forward you, the two of you do farther away from this debauched place and farther into this strange place, but certainly it can't be as bad as where you came from. Both of you probably think to yourselves as you continue. You notice that the wind is beginning to pick up, not violently so, but you noticed that it was noticeably still around the enclosure, the compound, and it was still in the woods surrounding the compound. But as you pull farther away, you begin to feel a breeze tugging at you. Something again that is a most welcome feeling, although it's not certainly a natural breeze. It's a breeze being kissed with the wind of the weird. It's certainly better than being stuck in a deep, dark, dank machine for years and years.
Do you remember anything of what life was before you came here?
See,
I have fragments only.
as he's running, or well, like kind of not running, but just kind of trying to jog while holding him. He's like, I think I remember having a wife. I believe. I can't remember.
Well,
I
you're
remember
old
some-
then.
Flashback. Sebastien, you can set it up.
So the flashback starts. The year's 1972. Back at this nuclear power plant. It's just a normal lunch, in the staff room. Everybody's just kind of hanging around, having their sandwiches and their, their juice and their cigarettes and all that. And he, Mr. Shaw, he's sitting at the table with like a couple colleagues and his wife, who is also a coworker. And they're all chatting about possibly leaving for the summer, taking like a couple weeks off to go to go out west and possibly try surfing and all that. And then all the red lights just kick on him. As everyone just kind of stands up and like they're running off, trying to figure out what's going on, and they're like, you see people like checking meters, going on checking statistics on the computer, and one of Mr. Shaw's colleagues turns back white as a ghost. Like the core is melting down as he says that to Mr. Shaw, who's right beside his wife. And then that's where the flashback ends. And so he's still running through the hedge with Mr. Swick. He's just kind of like eyes open. He's like shakes his head. He's like, what was that?
Oh, that was my leg forming. You can let go now.
As he looks down and sees this fully formed leg, and just like gives a jump back, like, oh my god. So he's like,
Thank you, though. I wouldn't have been able to get out of there without you.
Are you sure you can walk?
Yeah, he's sort of like walking like he's drunk, like just trying to like relearn how to do that. He like stumbles like face first into the dirt every once in a while. And he pushes himself up, and he's just
You see like ripples going across his legs when he walks up and down.
Ah,
So
that breeze is so nice. Breeze.
So the two of you come around the corner, um, to see quite a strange sight indeed. There's a tree standing there in the middle of a path. Yes, a tree standing. It has a face on it. The face is sort of made out of the natural contours of the tree. However, you see that the eyes move and blink. But the strangest and probably most disconcerting thing about this tree is the fact that he's sitting there whittling away on a piece of wood. Well, hello there.
As
Who's that? Have you met this guy before?
Billy
What is
Birch is my name, and truth is my game. And who might you be?
I'm Neil. Or
Don't
no,
tell him your name.
I'm Neil.
I'm not gonna tell you my name.
Oh, well, you must be a good guest. I've been expecting you for some time now. The wind told me that you were coming.
The wind?
Yes, it speaks to me on the branches. See, there's little that I don't know, which is why I value truth so much. It's a rare commodity to come by, you see.
As Neil just kind of nervously nods. Yeah, that I agree.
And what of you? He gestures towards Eldon. Who are you and where are you coming from?
I came from back there, and I'm going that way. Can you like get out of the way and move over, please? I just got my legs back.
Why, indeed, I suggest we should all be moving over soon, if what the wind tells me is correct. It seems as though there will be a party in our midst very soon. It's about that time that you guys hear the sound of a hunting horn off in the distance.
As Neil Shaw kind of looks off as he hears that, and then looks back at his new tree friend and says,
I think it's him.
"What does that mean?"
The huntsman will be approaching soon. Although I do value truth, I don't think it would be in my best benefit to give you his name.
Eldon sort of just runs up quickly and grabs like tree branches and bark and starts shaking them. What do you want to know? I'll tell you anything. I'll tell you anything.
He looks down on you from underneath his twig nose. Just tell me your name.
Eldon Swick.
Yes. You're not lying to me. I sense that.
Please help us.
Yes.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back.
Don't want. Ah, I see you. You belong to someone, then. It seems. Well, I wish to remain a neutral party in such events. However, there is a safe spot just around the corner. A little place by the name of the Niche. You can't miss it.
The Niche.
It's about that point in time when, strangely enough, a lot of these trees begin sort of bending and curving to the side, almost like parting the Red Seas as they make way for a new path.
I run over to my companion and I grab him by the neck and I just start pulling him and yanking him and I just start running.
So right, like as we're running, I just kind of like stop and like stall and turn back and just say thank you, and then keep running.
So you guys make it around the corner, and as you do, you hear Billy Birch. Ah, good morrow, sir. Greeting someone else. Um, and being as inclined to the truth as he is, you guys figured best to get where you're going. Sure enough, it is nearby, and you know that it is the niche because in fact it has a sign labeling it so. It looks for all intents and purposes like a hobbit hole sort of a thing, terraformed, just sort of in this sort of mountainside. There's just a little round door with a window on it, and outside of that there's a few potted plants and things, and there's also a second sign which says "No keepers allowed."
I think we want to go in there.
So I get up to the door and I'm just like trying to like open it, like we have to get in, we have to get in.
Well, after knocking it hard a couple times, the door just sort of bounces back. It's unlocked and open.
So I open it and I'm like trying to usher Mr. Swick in there.
As you're trying to usher me in, I kick you in.
Get in there! Get in there!
Indeed, you guys are kicking and stumbling over each other in almost a Marx Brothers or Three Stooges sort of a thing, trying to get in here and shut the door behind you. Once you take a breath and look around, you realize that you're in sort of an antique curiosity shop of sorts. There's all sorts of things around. There doesn't seem to be a particular rhyme or reason to it. There's like an old rusted bicycle frame. There's a couple huge bird cages. There's a rack with sort of vintage clothing in the back, and there's like old entertainment centers. There's all sorts of things, really. Just about any, mundane item, I suppose, you could find there.
There's a lot of crap in here.
Shaw hears that, he's like, yeah, you could say that, alright. He's just looking at all these, like, trinkets, and just little things.
It looks like someone just went to dead people's houses and just started grabbing shit that nobody wanted.
So he's, like, just kind of going through it, and walking through the shop.
Ah, visitors? You, as you guys look to the back, there's a counter with all sorts of things on it, and behind it is sort of a portly, pudgy, fair-skinned man with a fat neck. He's clean shaven. He's got black hair that sort of goes up in the front, it has gel in it, and he wears small glasses that look even smaller because of the size of his face. And he's not incredibly short, but he's kind of short. He's wearing an impeccable suit. May I help you with anything?
Eldon sort of grabs his savior and puts him in front of him, and then just starts walking forcefully towards the towards the counter.
Mr. Shaw, he's just kind of nervously looking at this person and says, we just came in from out there. Someone sent us here. We need a way out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes, well, that is one of the services provided by this establishment, of course. At no fee. You're partaking in it now.
Thank you.
However, I have a bit of an issue, if I can be honest with you, not to burden you with my troubles, but you understand there's someone that I'm supposed to meet not long from now, but I I can't leave the shop unattended, you see. It would, well, it just wouldn't stand now, would it?
No, of course not.
What's he asking us?
Do you want us to watch over the shop?
Well, yes,
What?
if you wouldn't mind just taking a look over it while I'm gone.
So Mr. Shaw he looks back at Mr. Swick and kind of gives like a shrug, like,
He wants us
What
to
do you-
watch his store? What the?
I guess so. Okay, is there anything we should know about it?
Just remember that there's no price for anything in the store. But don't let anyone leave without paying. At least that's what I was told, and I've not run into any trouble so far, so I suppose that works.
Okay, well, I guess we'll try to figure that one out as it comes.
Quite an easy job, to be honest. Yes, he says as he starts gathering his things together.
How long have you been here?
Oh, just a couple weeks.
You're not just like stiffing us and leaving us with this place, are you?
No. I mean, I'll be back.
You think he's lying?
One of you can come with me if you want. If you don't trust my word.
I'll trust you.
All right.
I guess we.
Indeed. Well, there it is. I'll see you soon. He says, and as he doesn't seem to be concerned with much else, and makes his way out there.
I think we just got, I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this.
As he, Mr. Shaw, he's just kind of nodding to what Mr. Swick says. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Creepy old store with all these weird things in here. As he's just kind of, he's flicking the old bike.
You think you can make something out of this crap? You said we don't have to pay, right?
I don't know. Could we just take everything in one go? I don't think my back could hold that much.
Well, no. I mean, it's all junk. I mean, can you take this junk and turn it into something good?
He's looking at the bike. He's like, I can maybe do something with this. As he looks at the chain and he's like, he starts remembering, like, oh yes, bikes. You use these to bike around and to get from point A to point B, and that's what the chain does. So he's like, kind of popping the chain back in place, and just trying to fix everything up.
I sort of remember jumping those things. Like, I had this sweet jump, and I had my sister lay down on the ground, and I jumped over her. She was scared.
That sounds dangerous.
It was fun, though.
It does sound kind of fun. As he's like, he's just looking around the shop. He's like, how long do you think this guy's going to keep us here for?
I'm telling you, man, I think he just left, and we're the shopkeepers now, but I could be wrong. Maybe he just had to go to the bathroom.
There's no place to go in here. He's trying to find, like, some kind of bucket or something.
Wait a minute. There's an old boot.
As he kind of looks at it, he's like, ew. I don't think I want to go near that. So yeah, and he's like peeking out the window and just kind of looking at this landscape of just like dead trees. Then there's like the trail we came down. It's just he's keeping an eye out just to make sure that nothing bad is coming our way. And I think we may have lost John.
Yeah, we did. I was just went on Facebook to try to see if he can get
Yeah.
back in.
We could take a quick break, I guess.
I mean, I guess we could just keep doing in-character stuff. I think we're
Yeah.
still live, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. We got another like 5 minutes before he gets back. Then Google cuts us off.
Oh, it doesn't put like a intermission sort of thing?
I'm not sure. I actually don't. Well, usually if actually I don't even know. I haven't hosted one of these.
Yeah, this is
before.
kind of strange. So if he's hosting it, how is it still live? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. You know what? Here, let me check what's going on the YouTube, and I'll maybe say hi to everyone. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, if you have a good internet connection, that'd be kind of cool.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Oh, there he is. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Uh,
Okay.
My internet just went out for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all cool. I just want to check to see if we were still going.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So pretty well. Yeah, we were just kind of wondering, like, we were talking to ourselves, like, yeah, maybe he just ditched us here, as we're looking around the store, shop, like, popped the chain back on the bike, and then he kind of went over to the circular window, and he's just kind of putting his eye in the corner of it and looking out.
Is there anybody out there?
It looks quiet. Looks about as quiet in there as out here.
Indeed, and it is fairly quiet. About a half hour passes with no sign of the chap or anyone else for that matter.
As he's just kind of looking around, like, do you think maybe, I don't know, maybe we're trapped here?
Well, that's the thing. If we leave, they might be out there waiting for us. Is there a back door out of this place? I'll start moving stuff off the shelves, like looking for some back exit.
There is a back sort of room / side room pantry, but unfortunately there is no back door.
There's junk everywhere. Got ballet shoes, a bucket full of staples. I think this is some sort of cracked mask. What is this? Looks like
Ding,
some
ding.
president.
At that point, you hear the door open and you look over and a sort of humanoid someone that, well, to put it plainly, looks like perhaps a cross between a human and a crow or a raven of some sort. He's got his head is entirely bird-like, but he's got sort of a humanoid body, and he, in fact, strangely enough, doesn't seem to have wings, but he has talons and the like. And this bird creature comes into the shop and begins examining various things.
Welcome to our establishment. Do you want a boot? There's an old boot over there. You could peck at it, but you can't take it.
The bird makes eye contact to you with its big black eyeball, and then briskly walks out of the door.
That was weird.
And once he leaves, I'm like, wait, he didn't pay.
Well, he didn't take anything. He's not. I thought they said don't pay and don't take anything, so I think he's good, right?
No,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I remember him saying that everything here is free, but they have to pay when they leave.
Wait, is that what he said? I can't remember. Oh shit! I think we already messed up.
Oh man, First day on the job. Well, I guess I'll just keep fixing this bike. Maybe that'll just kind of occupy some time.
At that point, the door opens again. This time, it's the sight of a wheelbarrow being brought in by what looks like three somethings, three little folk, three goblins, three hobgoblins, something. They're not entirely grotesque, but they're certainly not cute. These ugly little greenish men. There's each one's about half the size of actually smaller than a regular person, about half the size of Eldon Swick here, and each two of them are come in doing each side of the wheelbarrow, and a third one is opening the door for them and shuts it behind them, and they bring in this wheelbarrow full of a hodgepodge, a mishmash of various things, and they begin unloading it into the shop.
So as I see them doing this, I just kind of like Neil Shaw's examining it, and he just kind of asks them like, "What's this for?" So he's like,
"Oh, we're just doing our job." One of them says to you and smiles a friendly smile.
Do you need help putting that on the shelf?
What's that?
Do you want help putting it on the shelf?
Well, I mean, if you really want to help me, I'm not gonna. He sort of begins to bashfully reply. Shut up! Just get back to work. Don't talk to the other help. Let them do their job, and we do our job. Another one of them sort of scolds him and begins putting stuff up. Well, there's no rule that says we can't talk to people. I mean, are there any rules, really?
"Here, you know what? Let me help you out." As he starts like helping him unload everything, with his long gangly arms.
I start to grab the stuff up and put it on the shelf.
In a matter of just a couple minutes, you guys load the contents of the wheelbarrow out.
What was that horrible noise, guys? That was creepy.
So I look at these little folk, and Shaw's just like, "So where do you all come from?"
Oh, well, I was born over by the friendly one starts to respond to you, and then I told you to shut up. The other one comes behind and whacks him in the head so much that it sends him tumbling forward. He lands on his back, which seems like it should hurt, but he manages to pick himself up off the ground. Now listen. We're here to work, you understand? That's what we're here to do, and that's what we're gonna do.
Eldon tries to.
Friends,
Eldon tries to
not
kick.
with your kind.
Eldon tries to kick the loudmouth one out of the establishment.
All right. Well, you manage to sort of take him off guard, and you're twice his size, so you do manage to back him up sort of out of the place. But as you approach the open door to sort of chase him off or make sure he stays out, the door abruptly shuts before you can get to it. And as you reach to pull it open, you find that it's not budging at all.
I think we're stuck in here.
Well, I'm sorry, but we've really got to go back to work now. The third one kind of says lethargically, and he brushes past you and opens up the door with his small arm, and it seems to open fine for him. Um, and he and the friendly one make their way out of there with the wheelbarrow. You could see the other one standing outside, sort of heated.
What was your name again? And he starts pointing.
Pointing at.
You point at them.
No, I pointed to Bash's character.
Oh,
What's your name again?
my name's Mr. Shaw.
Shaw. Can you get us out of here? The door's locked, or it's stuck.
Fucking door! Ah!
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a standard lock. They should open easily with a bit of jimmying. As you know, he gets in there and he's looking in. He's trying to examine.
There is no lock.
And he's looking at the doorknob hinge. He's like, well, I'll be damned.
I pick up the bike frame and I just start smashing the bike frame off the door.
Open!
He's like, hey,
Open!
hey, hold on. Hey. We don't need to get rash. That won't solve anything.
I go over and I like smash and like try to knock a shelf down, and I'm so weak that it doesn't happen.
You're gonna wait to pull it down, but you can't. Your body splits in half, bloop, and you have to reform.
I hate you, shelf!
So Shaw sits there. He's like, I think I might have an idea, but it might. I don't know. We might have to wait for some more people to come in.
At that point, you see a figure cross in front of the little window outside of the shop. And half a second later, the door opens to that same birdish figure. Comes in and again begins to, I suppose, in the same weird social skills that birds have. He makes eye contact with the two of you as briefly as possible when he first comes in, and then just begins perusing various things.
Eldon tries to run. He tries to run
Out
for the
the
door.
door?
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
As he hears that,
Fuck this guy.
yeah, Shaw looks at the bird. He's like, yeah, just watch the store for a couple minutes. We try. I go for the. Shaw goes for the door.
Yes, you go for the door, and Eldon has half of his hand outside the door. When bam, the door smashes on him, squirting off a couple of his fingers.
Oh. All right. I think I know what happens.
Every time that he reforms his body, he becomes a bit more rigid and solid and a bit less gooey and slushy.
I don't like that door!
Alright, you know what? You go. I'll stay.
What? You can't just stay behind. It's not letting me out anyway.
I don't know.
Maybe that door hates you less.
You know what? As he looks down at his boot and unties it, and then ties it up there with the other boot. So he's standing there with only one boot, and then he tries to go for the door handle, just to see if it'll budge, and he's like,
Oh.
It does not.
And then he tries turning it, and he's steps back. Yeah, that's what I thought. As he goes
You-
up and unties his boot.
You can feel the force of the weird keeping this door shut.
Whatever that is, it ain't natural.
There's something going on here. I don't think we're quite getting it. Hey, bird. This is a cool place, right? Wouldn't you want to hang out here for a while and yeah, you can look at all this pretty crap you can look at all the time. Look at it. Ah! Do you want to hang out here for a while?
The bird seems a bit freaked out again, as birds do. It seems easily startled for no reason in particular, and briskly makes for the door again. And
No! Don't leave!
As it gets out of the door, you can see it running full speed and trying to fly, but it can't really take off the ground, and nearly falls trying to just get out of there.
I pick up the boot and try to hurl it at the bird, but the door closes before it gets there. It bounces off and lands on the ground.
I think we're stuck.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think a little junk store would be my grave.
So we went from one place into another place, and we're stuck again. Oh.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's about an hour passes until there's another guest at the niche, and this time you could see the shadow, the long, broad shadow of this figure before the figure even approaches the door. And sure enough, when the figure does approach the door, the bulk of it takes up the entirety of the door. The door opens to reveal sort of a furry humanoid body, and as it stoops down, the head of a bull makes its way in as a minotaur-like creature. He makes his way in. He seems to be looking around, perhaps much in the same way that you guys did when you first got here. He doesn't seem like he's particularly here because he knows about it or because he's looking for anything.
I throw Mr. Shaw a huge elbow to the side.
He makes a firm nod towards both of you before he begins perusing.
Mr. Shaw returns the nod as he just kind of stoops down to Mr. Swick and says, "What are you thinking?"
We should try to say the exact same thing that other guy said. Maybe that'll get us out of here.
Alright, you know what? You go first.
Oh crap! I'm not good at this talking stuff. Hello. Nice day out there in the strange place.
Hello. Yes. Well, it's not as humid as what I'm used to, but I can put up with it.
Yeah. Humidity. Yeah.
How are things in this corner?
Well, not so good. I've had to go to the bathroom for a while. Would you mind watching the store? And my friend here has to help me wipe.
Alright, you're gonna have to roll for persuasion or subterfuge or something.
I guess subterfuge would work.
And he's a bull, so he's fairly stubborn. Not to say he's the brightest of fellows, but
Let's see here. Subterfuge at 3. I guess manipulation would work.
That's fine.
Try and get him to. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just 3.
All right, I got 2. So
Oh, okay, cool.
that's I understand your problems. He says as he puts a hoof on your shoulder. Not all of us can wipe alone.
Oh, fuck.
It's a more widespread problem than people would like to give credit to.
I can't tell you how grateful I am. I've had to go for like 5 hours. All right, thanks a lot. There's stuff over there, but it's free. But make sure people pay.
I will patiently wait your arrival.
Oh yeah, I'll be right back. Just gotta pinch one off.
I'll grab Mr. Shaw and reach timidly towards the door and try to turn it.
And it turns just fine for you. Slides right on open.
Okay, good luck.
you both wait till you're outside of the niche until you collectively heave a sigh of relief.
So we get outside of the niche, and then I look at him. I'm like, well, now what?
We should probably get going before he gets out of there. I'm sure he's gonna be pissed. I mean, I was pissed.
And so you guys continue down through this forest. You continue on through it, and the more you continue, the less. Well, by this point, the forest looks markedly more vivacious. It's more full of life, albeit still strange and creepy. It doesn't have that dead, haunted look that the other section of forest did. But as you come through this path in the forest, you find that there are less and less trees and more thorns and bramble. And the thorns and bramble sort of are still coming in the form of the trees and are one with the trees, but as you progress deeper or farther, you find that it's becoming more bushy and more thorny and less foresty, less trees.
I'm Neil's like looking at all the thorns. He's like, man, I'd hate to be in those. Looks painful.
Yeah, they keep biting into my leg. They're everywhere, though.
Like, we keep going and it gets more and more dense. And, like, I look back, it's like, I don't know, this can't be the only way out.
Well, since you rescue me, let me go first. I'll try to tramp on as much as I can. Ow. Ouch.
You unfortunately managed to take a lethal damage as careful as though you may be. You're quite a slippery fellow, and you slip on more than one thorn, which punctures your foot.
Oh, ow. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Let's just keep going.
As Neil, he's trying to, like, kind of help him along, like, come on, man. You can make it there.
Oh, sorry. That one got you right in the face. Oh, I thought I held that one. Sorry.
Oh, man. It's like, as Neil's starting to feel them a lot more, despite Mr. Swick being in front of me. And, like, they're starting to, just start tearing and ripping. We keep going, and I look at Mr. Swick. Are you sure we should keep going?
Where else are we gonna go? That furry bastard behind us is gonna get out soon, and he's gonna come chasing after us. Not only to mention those hunters. Do you think they're still out there? I don't hear anything.
You can never be too sure.
You guys can see a bit of a clearing that looks like another path that you found in front of you.
Like going in a different direction, or
Yeah, in a different direction. You guys sort of cut through to see what you could see, and you came upon. I mean, it could be this. For all you know, of course, it could be the same path that winds around. But yeah, it seems like a different path going a different direction.
Do you think we should just follow it?
This one seems considerably more well trod. For although you're deep in the thorns and brambles, this pathway has been cut out. It seems for some time now, quite some time.
Do you want to go left or right?
Neil's kind of he's facing the split. He's looking. He's like, I think we should go through the clearing. That might be our best bet.
Well, yeah. I don't want to go back in those thorns again, but I don't think you understand. Like the road, look, you see that way? It goes that way and that way. So, which that way do you want to go down?
The least painful. I don't know.
All right, we're going this way. I just started walking down one of the ways of the road.
Yeah.
Sure. This is all
I can go left.
foreign territory to you guys.
Yeah.
You do take a left, and it's not long after that when the path sort of widens out, and there's a bit of a clearing there, and there's a couple of figures sitting on tree stumps. One of them looks to be cooking a meal of some sort, some kind of meat, and the other one's smoking his pipe. They're both sort of anthropomorphic animals, I suppose. There's an owl smoking his pipe with his feathered hands, a sort of pleased and relaxed look on his face, and there's the other one is a cat person for all intents and purposes, it would seem, and he's sort of I like when cats play with toys. He sort of has that mischievous, conniving, concentrated look in his eye as he sort of flips around the meat in the dish. And both of them are dressed in fairly nice clothes, but they're sort of don't really match what the rest of they're wearing, and they're sort of beat up. But they're sort of wearing like nice vests and some plaid button-down shirts and like corduroy pants.
So like we're like Shaw's like jogging, and then just kind of comes to like a light pace, like his pace kind of lightens up as he sees this. He's like looks at the owl. He kind of gives like a like an analyzing look towards this well-dressed owl.
And he gives you an analyzing look in return.
Do you know the way out of here?
Yeah.
If it's out that you're looking for, I can help you, I suppose, in a general sort of a sense of the word.
What are you
Says
smoking?
as he hits his pipe. Hedge leaf. Would you like to try some?
Well,
Perhaps your lungs are a bit mucousy for it.
I can. I don't know. Is it polite to say yes?
Why don't you just keep that pipe? He says as you just sort of have slimed it by this point.
It's dripping. Oh,
I can always make another.
Do you want something in exchange for it?
At this point, he quickly makes eye contact with the cat. Perhaps, yes. Come here, come closer. Let me look at you. See what you've got to offer. He starts looking at he starts looking your body over.
I'll shrug and put my arms out and start spinning.
Yes, these elbows are quite nice. These your forearms aren't half bad either, but these elbows are rather exquisite. I think we must have them.
My elbows?
Yes.
Well, here, just shake this pipe off. It's good. See, there you go. You can take it back.
I'm afraid only the source will do, you see. Only the highest quality of parts is what we're in the business for. And it seems as though you have those parts.
Okay.
At this point, the cat sort of spreads the coals so the heat is a bit dispersed, and puts a bag on his lap, opens it up, and begins pulling out some surgical tools.
You're not cutting into me.
Oh, but I'm afraid I must, you see. It's not very often that we come across someone with such gelatinous, such flexible forearms and elbows as yours. And granted, I know you need your forearms or any given part of your body. I will give you something in return.
Wait, you want to take his body parts for that pipe? There's got to be something I'm missing here.
Maybe they'll tell us the way out of here if I give them an. Will you take one elbow?
Well, you
just one.
You see, I'm afraid that it's not a matter of want. It's a matter of need, he says as the cat hands him a large butcher knife. I will indeed point you in a direction that should favor your escape from this place, if that is what you truly desire. However, first, the raw materials must be mine. Now, you can attempt to resist, if you wish.
Shaw, what do you think?
Shaw steps up and he points at this owl and says, "No deal. We're walking away now."
Oh, my friend, I'm sorry. Although others here may deal explicitly in, well, deals, we, however, do not. We will be taking what we need. And as he says this, the cat has put the bag on the ground and is sort of obviously preparing a stance where if he's going to have to either hold Eldon down or fight Shaw, and the owl is sort of standing there with a pleased / menacing look on his face, holding the butcher.
So I turn to them and I say,
I can assure you that the fatalities are quite low this year so far.
As I look to
I'm sure you'll be quite fine.
Neil looks to the owl and says, "All right, can you give us a minute?" As he kind of like pulls Mr. Swick aside, he's like, "Listen, Mr. Swick, there's not much we can do to get out of this without you losing part of yourself." As I'm scooping some of the oil off him into my hand, I'm like, just follow my lead, and we might be able to get out of here.
All
I
right.
turn to the oil and the cat. or I turn to the cat and the owl. I'm like, all right, I think they're ready. As I throw the oil right in their eyes. I say, okay, let's go, Mr. Silk. Do you want me to make a roll for that, or?
I don't know what you would roll for that necessarily.
It'd be like Dex.
Well, sure. Well, we'll say that you sufficiently caught them off guard. You caught me off guard. That was fairly creative. So yes, you managed to sort of spray it, slime them with this matter, and then make off of course, as fast as you can down the path. So
Eldon
what you
wants
guys
to-
will need to.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say Eldon's gonna try to grab the bag of tools.
Okay.
So you want me to make a roll for that?
You don't have to grab it. You have enough. You're right there in front of him because he put you in front of him, and yeah, you can just grab it and go. What you guys will have to roll for is athletics.
Okay.
Either strength or dexterity. I really don't care. And athletics.
All right. Okay.
I got 1 success.
2. I got a bunch of these. Okay. Come on. Looks like 3. 3. Did pretty good with these dice.
All right. So Eldon manages to make like the wind out of there. With the bag. However, Shaw, Eldon takes off so fast that you round the bend, and there's a fork in the road with abrupt turns on either side, and you don't know which side Eldon has chosen. So you hesitate for a second, and as you hesitate, you don't see yet, but you hear, of course, these two coming behind you.
So I'm looking at the fork and I just say, "Fuck it!" As I try to go off on like the back trail, like whichever looks like a back trail.
Sure. And you take off it down it fast enough, no less. Unfortunately, you don't see Eldon. But what you do is well, you hear the sound of these two approaching on you fast. They're going to overtake you. Shaw.
So Shaw just keeps running. He's just still like running. There's not much else he can do, and he's just like he's just running as fast as his gangly little alien legs will take him.
Meanwhile, Mr. Swick stops and. That was a close one. I can't believe we got away. Mr. Shaw? Shaw!
The only thing you hear is the sound of the wind.
Oh, man. I reach in the bag and I try to grab something sharp. And then I'll start jogging back. Shaw! Shaw, where are you? You slow bastard, where are you?
All right. So Shaw, you quickly round a corner, and you're stopped to take a quick breath of air, a breath of fresh air in this labyrinth of thorns. And as you do, you know you're going to be overtaken. For now, these figures are but an arm's length away, just around the corner. But suddenly they stop. Did you hear that? Oh yeah. They mutter something to each other and then head back the direction that they were originally coming from.
So once they
sure,
oh, go on.
And you hear a faint but familiar voice in the distance coming that direction, a sort of watery voice.
I'm trying to I'm trying to zero in on it with like Shaw's kind of turning his head, almost like some kind of camera would pivot, like really sudden, and he keeps going. Says he's just going like, Swick, Swick, where are you? Shit. He's like, yeah, his pace is like slowing down a lot more as he's like trying to breathe. So his muscles are just like are just starting to tense up on him from all the running.
Shaw! Hey, Shaw, where are you?
So yeah, Mr. Shaw like keeps going to see like if he's getting closer to the origin of where this voice is coming.
Sure. Sure enough, Eldon is met by someone. Unfortunately, it's not Shaw. The owl and the cat have followed your voice, and they stand there sort of staring at you and their bag. They're obviously upset and pissed off, but they don't really know how to proceed.
What'd you do with my friend?
Sort of as lost as you. What did you do with my bag?
Well, it's mine. You tried to take my elbows.
Well, we couldn't find your friend.
Good. I hope he got out.
I could smell him. I know he's somewhere nearby, the cat says.
Well, I hope he got away. You want this bag pretty bad, huh? This bag here.
Yes. Suffice it to say, yes, I do, he says with noticeable frustration in his voice. Well, how about this? How about you just drop the bag there, and then we let you go with your friend. He's somewhere that direction. He's still
How
alive.
about you just shut up and listen? This is my bag now. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, those are supposed to be our forearms now, aren't they?
I sort of look in the bag.
I think I can run faster than you.
The contents of the bag are mostly just medical tools, along with an organ or body part or two that's wrapped up as well.
I'll reach in and grab like a blood-soaked, like bandaged something. I don't even know what it is, and I'll just hurl it at the
No,
at the
not
cat.
that! Both of them frantically just jump on the ground and begin trying to save whatever this is.
I kind of figure out that Mr. Shaw isn't this way, so I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna reach in the bag and grab as many bloody chunks of whatever that I can, and I'm gonna throw it to the left side of the path, throw it to the right side of the path,
No!
and just try to run past them and just try to find Mr.
Why
Shaw.
would you do that?
This is my bag.
Those are our elbows. I'll get that forearm one day. The owl says as he begins to scramble up these organs. As the last thing you hear as you make your way around the corner. Enjoy that pipe, you fucker.
I think to myself I should put it in my mouth and smoke it, but I'm too concerned about finding Mr. Shaw.
Shortly.
Shaw.
Shaw, you're standing there sort of probably a row of brambles or trees in, sort of just trying to stay under the radar, and you, fortunately for you, the figure coming down the path is familiar to you.
As Shaw, he's slowing his pace and analyzing, and then like realizes, oh, this looks familiar, and then speeds up a bit, as he starts jogging a bit more towards this figure.
I got their bag and I threw out all the body parts they had in there. Turn around, keep going.
So he keeps going towards the figure. It's like, Swick, is that you?
Yeah. You want any tools?
See, he's like looking at all the tools on the ground, and he's like trying to find like the biggest, meanest thing there is there.
Like, this looks like garbage, and I just throw it in the woods. This looks stupid.
Hey man, you don't want to litter like that.
There's something that looks like an oversized egg beater, but it's got a serrated blade,
Ooh.
serrated edge.
Yoink.
I have no idea what that's used for.
Oh,
I don't
that's
think I want to know.
Man, you get bashed in the... Ooh. Yeah, that could... Ooh.
There's one of those old contraptions that they used to use to remove tonsils that would just cut off the entire tonsil. There's things like that, and they're like outdated, anachronistic medical stuff.
Well, we could probably trade these, maybe.
I'll start putting them back in the bag.
Yeah, maybe. I think I don't know. Do you think this is the right way? It feels like we've been wandering for days.
I don't know.
You're killing me.
I don't know where else to go.
Indeed, it does feel as though you've been wandering for days. Every section of the hedge is a bit different. Some parts of the hedge, the sun moves, although that's not necessarily in correlation to the hours in our day. A lot of parts of the hedge, the time of day is always probably more or less the same. So as you traverse the hedge or stay in any given area of the hedge, it becomes increasingly difficult to gauge your time.
So at that point, Shaw's just kind of trying to keep Swick close. He's like, all right, let's just keep going. There's got to be a way out around here. Let's try to avoid those crazy bastards back there.
And so you guys continue down this path, and you continue for quite a while before you run into anyone or anything else. You get to an area where it seems to be perpetually perpetually midnight, and you find yourself, the path has sort of led you to a place where on one side of the path is the forest of hedge and thorns and brambles, and on the other side of the path appears to be just sort of sweeping like rolling hills and sort of a large meadow. For like your eyes can see what looks to be another forest on the other edge of the meadow, but the meadow itself is quite large indeed. You're sort of at the top of once you guys get to the top of a hill, it gives you a good view of the surrounding areas for you to take it in. And at the bottom of the hill, you guys notice what appears to be a wagon of some sort, a strange looking a wagon made out of some strange sort of technology, but a wagon nonetheless appears to be at the bottom of this hill. And there's what looks to be a single figure sort of going around and doing things, working on this wagon.
You think we should talk to him?
Every
time we talk to people, it gets weird.
I don't know. I think we should keep our distance a bit. Maybe go along the tree line.
And maybe he won't see us.
Yeah, let's just mind our business for now. Hope he doesn't start any trouble.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
All right, so you guys are sort of trying to be nonchalant, trying to be stealthy, but not so stealthy to the point where if he does see you, that it'll be obvious. A little nonchalant, a little stealthy, and you guys are sort of, humdum, kind of making your way down. And he doesn't seem, if he does know you're there, he doesn't seem concerned with it at all. His mind and his interest and his eyes all seem glued to this wagon, which he's going around, seems to be making repairs on, perhaps maintaining it. He the most distinguishable characteristic of him is one of his arms is completely robotic. It's made of different gears and pulleys and I just got a weird noise. That was strange.
Oh yeah, Tim. I think you might have a loose cord.
Oh, really? Sorry.
No, okay, should be good. No, it's just
okay, cool. So where was I? Oh yes. One of his arms is completely sort of robotic, mechanical, but seems to be pretty precise nonetheless. And he's wearing on his head like the glasses, the magnifying glass that have all the little different ones that you can look on. And he just sort of appears to be covered in sort of sweat and grime and grease, working on this.
Well, he didn't attack us or anything.
Should I maybe offer him some help on that thing?
You think you could help him fix it?
Yeah, I could probably give him a hand.
Well, you got some tools here. I don't think they're designed to work on metal things, but you never know.
Neither do I. Well, I don't know. You should maybe hang back a little bit in case these people want your head or something.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
So I kind of take the lead. Mr. Shaw, he kind of speaks up. He's like, "Hello, do you need any help on that thing?"
Oh, well, I don't know. Usually I don't need no help. I'm real good at doing this stuff. It's what I do is work with machines. But, well, she ain't been talking back to me. He says, "Oh, one arm Sam." He sort of puts the tool in his mouth and reaches out with his normal arm underneath his robotic one to shake your hand.
Yeah, my character, he reaches his hand out to shake. He's like, "My name's Shaw, Neil." So here, let's take a look at this.
I'm not too much of a prideful man, you see, but it seems like help is rarely offered without, well, something in return. And I'm running late on my schedule. I got to get out of here.
Well, I think the only thing I'd ask in return is that you do a good favor for someone else. And then, he's looking at this wagon. He's like, "This is a pretty interesting piece of technology you got here."
Look, friend, I'd love to help you out, but like I said, time is of the essence for me, and unless it's convenient, I don't know if I can do much for you.
Hey, well, all right, no worries. Well, here, let me see if I can help you with this thing.
Yeah, he's obviously pretty frustrated. Yeah, it's the last time I take one of these jobs. Just stick to the maintenance, building and repairing and fixing things. Ain't no goddamn delivery boy. Shit.
Yeah, I hear you. So Shaw, he sticks his arms in there, but it's like his arms are like bending around all the pipes and the machinery, and he's like checking around to see if everything's in place, nothing's loose. Nothing's blown out or anything.
This wagon seems to be, if you're not mistaken, it looks like it runs entirely on steam. So it's sort of a steampunk, of almost like a Victorian perception of the future, sort of a kind of a deal. And it's needless to say, it's one of a kind and probably very interesting to you, but not like anything that it's very, very foreign. It's not like anything that you've seen before. That being said, my point out in game mechanics, you're going to have to make a roll if you want to try and do anything to it.
Okay, so I guess that would be crafts, or just
Yeah,
like
the crafts could be fine. Yeah, crafts is fine.
okay. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay. All right. Good. Yes. Sure enough, you've identified the problem. It just seems as though some of these pipes and are backwards, in fact, and all cattywampus, which seems strange because it seems as though he's built the thing and though he's really good at that sort of thing, but for some reason it's all sort of backwards. So you've now diagnosed the problem and you begin to set about fixing it. Although it's not going to take a long time, it's not going to be done in just 5 minutes either. So you set about doing that. As you do, one-armed Sam sort of leans up against the leans up against the wagon and wipes the sweat and grime from his brow. So, what brings you out to these parts?
Oh, we're just heading home, I guess. We're just passing through. But, oh.
Well, better to head to your home than someone else's home, especially around here.
Yeah, I hear you. By the way, this is my friend Mr. Swick over here.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good golly gee, where'd you come from? And what the fuck are you?
Just hanging out over here. Sorry.
Take no offense. Sorry if I hurt your feelings there.
Yeah, well, whatever.
You startled me a bit, I didn't.
Sorry about
see
that.
He's a nice guy, though.
You seem to be kind of stuck.
Yeah, what's going on with that? You make any sense of that?
Yeah, it seems like you got this whole thing backwards here. I don't know who set it up, but this is a pretty neat-looking machine you have here.
I have a feeling someone's messing with me.
Hmm.
Anyway, just, you think you can fix it, maybe?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't know, I'll see what I can do.
Usually I'm the one that's being asked to fix things. It's kind of weird. It's like a Twilight Zone episode here.
Well, he's fixing it for you. You think you could tell us how to get out of here? Don't hurt me anymore.
That's what you're looking for. Why I could take you someplace real good. Well, I could do one of two things for you. I could take you someplace real good where they can help you out, or I could send you to the old hag on the hill. But she's kind of weird. I don't really like doing business with her too much. It's between you and me.
Weird in what way?
Well, she's predisposed to more aesthetical, strange things. She's not a man or a creature that works with her hands and the earth like you or I might be, you see. Not simple folk like us. She has a more eccentric tastes.
Well, which one do you think would be able to help us?
Well, if I was you, I'd probably be in the public company. Seems to be the safest bet if it was going to be me, and I'm headed that way myself.
I'll be honest with you. Last place we were at that we heard was safe. We almost got trapped there.
Yeah.
Well, was it safe?
Well,
Was
for
it
the
a
most
safe
part.
place to be trapped?
Yeah, safe from what's on the outside, I guess.
Then I suppose you weren't lied to.
Yeah, that's a point.
At any rate, that sounds most unfortunate.
Hmm.
Well, I'll be honest, we don't really have much of a choice here.
Guess we'll follow you then, huh? The
It's
sound of that hag doesn't sound very good.
You guys hear a howling from the hedges, and it's not far away.
Oh man.
Oh shit! Get that fixed up right quick, will ya?
Yeah,
He says as he begins rummaging through his wagon for something.
yeah, it's almost fixed up. I just got a couple more things I have to do here. Just give me a couple more minutes, and it should be up and running.
So make another crafts roll.
Okay, so
So as Shaw is laying down underneath this wagon, doing repairs and maintenance on it,
so 5 successes. But yeah, go on.
Eldon hears the footsteps of something calmly and stealthily approaching the edge of the forest towards where you guys are.
I sort of look back and try to find it, and as I'm doing it, I'm trying to grease up the wheels as best as I can.
Okay. So you sort of look over your shoulders, and it's completely still and silent, and you look back to grease it again, and then you hear something, a breath or a gasp behind you, and you look and you see what appears to be a beast man of sorts, a hybrid wolf human creature, a werewolf, I suppose, for all intents and purposes, lunging at your face with its jaws wide open, looking to bite whatever it can off. You cringe and wait for the worst. Luckily for you, at that point in time, a large burst of white, what you first think to be smoke, appears in front of you, a stream of it, but you soon realize that it's steam, and as you look over, you see on the other end of this stream of steam, one-armed Sam standing there holding a strange hand cannon contraption of sorts that seems to be firing hot steam right into this dog's face.
Sort of duck underneath the steam.
You hide underneath it?
Well, I'm just gonna basically drop, and I'll crawl underneath the wagon if it's possible, or crawl beside the wagon.
Sure. So the wolf yowls out in pain, and then sort of goes running back into the hedge. What did you get on your roll, Sean?
5.
Great. By the time that the wolf is running back, you're already on your way to the top of the wagon to get the hell out of there. And needless to say.
Yeah, Shaw's like pulling Swick on, like just grabbing him with one arm and.
Oh, let's get out of here.
And one-armed Sam just removes the brakes
off.
and begins preparing as fast as he can to get out of there.
I'm like grabbing my long hair and like wringing it over top of the wheels to try to give it more grease.
So Mr. Shaw leans down to one-armed Sam and goes like, "I don't know what the hell that thing was, but we have to get out of here fast."
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And you guys take off at a pretty decent rate, incredibly fast. I mean, for someone that hasn't been in a moving vehicle or anything like that in a long time, if you can even remember cars at this point, you take off incredibly fast down this path, and just in the nick of time, for as you do, another pair of of wolfmen sort of have made their presence known. They don't chase after you much, for they can see that that it's going to be a losing battle. But they sort of look hungrily at you as you guys take off down the path and around the bend.
I sort of reach forward and tap the shoulders of the man and leaving kind of sort of like oily puddles, like it's sinking into his shirt.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you! Like I said, it seems that there's seldom times that help is offered that people don't expect something in return.
But what the hell were those things?
Incredibly good-natured.
What the hell were those things back there?
Briar wolves. Mean sons of bitches. They ain't too courageous, though, luckily. Just hungry.
Jeez. I don't want to get in between the jaws of those things.
Oh, well, where we're going, it's a bit more civilized. You ain't as likely to find something like that.
Where are we going?
The market.
That sounds promising.
Indeed. There's a wide array of individuals, and I'm sure some of them should be able to help you out. Also, there's guards that monitor the markets, so you shouldn't have to worry about coming into any ill fortune.
Can't say how thankful we are.
Yeah. Oh, man. So much better. It'll be much better over there than back there.
Indeed, it'll be better when I can get my wares where they need to go. Like I said, this is the reason I don't like to do delivery stuff. There's always third party interceptions and hungry dogs and shit.
What are you delivering? I don't really see any. What's down here?
You pull back the canvas and you find what looks to be the bodies of individuals not too unlike yourselves, also changelings from various walks of life, and they all seem to be dead, even dismembered, a lot of them, and they all seem, strangely enough, to be not filled with blood or organs or bone or anything that people should be filled with. It's kind of disturbing. Not in a gruesome way, just as much in a completely strange, out of the blue.
I just reach in and pull out like cans and sticks and leaves. What? What is this?
Huh? Oh! Your guess is as good as mine. Like I said, this hag is into some strange stuff, you see. And if you want to go all the way to her shack, then I'll be happy to take you, but, well, personally, if it was me, I'd rather be dropped off at the market.
I'll drop the can and sort of like brush my hand.
But if you want to ask her about it, she's always happy to talk about her interests.
I don't want to know what this is.
So Mr. Shaw, he's just kind of sitting, just looking ahead on like this bumpy ride. And like he turns over to Mr. Swick and says, "So what do you expect when you get there?"
I don't know. I hope we don't end up like these things in the wagon.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. We'll be on your guard.
All right, we'll probably call the session there since Tim has his thing at 10. But we'll resume this shortly, hopefully.
Definitely,
okay.
yeah.
You want to have another session? That's cool. Okay, that works.
Yeah, if you guys want to, at least to resolve this.
Oh, I'd totally be up for that. Next weekend might be a little hectic for me, as I have another game. So.
Yeah, we can work out time, I'm sure.
But I will like to pick this up again, though.
As we're being hastily taken off into the hedge.
Right.
to God knows where.
Getting ever closer, though. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So,
certainly in better company than when you started.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I had a lot of fun, guys. That was cool.
Yeah. So this is a good first Changeling game for me, I gotta say. So.
Cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It was a little awkward for me just being my first time doing the whole Google Plus thing, but I feel like I'm pretty into it now. So cool.
Oh, right on.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you for running it. All right.
And thanks for anyone watching this.
Yeah, this is the first time I actually got to play, so I'm very thankful.
Yeah.